Greetings everyone, Soulfang Dance 98 back out again with another episode of GARO. This is one I'm going to be tackling 3 of these series now, because there's a lot of movies apparently to talk about in this thing, so I figured I'd do 3 of these titles. Now we can go a bit faster through it, and also so my videos can get a bit longer again, because I now have a little bit of time on my hands. So let's get to it.
Also in 2013 was a new series called The One Who Shines in the Darkness, following established lore but taking place in the future and starting a new continuity centered around Ryuga Dogai, played by Wataru Kuriyama. After proving himself worthy by retrieving the Garo kin, Ryuga takes on the title of Garo and dons the legendary armor. After being lost to time for many years, Ryuga finds the armor has lost most of its power and is only partially golden to begin the series. Also featured was an excellent cast of characters portrayed by some familiar faces within Toku. Tsunemori Aoki, who previously featured in Gaim, played Agumi, who transformed into Heavenly Bow Knight Guy. Takeru Jakuzure, also known as Flaming Blade Knight Zin, was played by Junya Ikeda, who previously played Guy Ikari or Gokai Silver within Gokaiger. This show also introduced Makai Priestess Rian, as well as Makai Priest Budai, and a cop named Inho, played by Hiroko Sato, who also appeared in Kamen Rider Phase and Kamen Rider Decade. Also rounding out the Kamen Rider alumni was Kanji Suda, portraying a character named Tose, and this actor appeared in Kamen Rider Ryuki, Kamen Rider Gyo, Kamen Rider Phase Paradise Lost, as well as Shin Godzilla, and even Shinkenger as Takeru's father.
Dang, that's what I call a resume for Toku. Sheesh!
This show would see Ryuga develop into his own well-rounded character that could stand alone, outside of Koga's shadow. He sometimes lets his emotions have too much control over his actions, but they can also be a source of great strength and determination. His skills in combat are unquestionable, and he would eventually lead a nomadic lifestyle, slaughtering horrors wherever he finds them. This was a cool show that took big risks by venturing into completely new continuity, but I think it paid off in a major way that saw the GARO franchise continue on into the future, full steam ahead.
And the fact that they actually got some anime there.
Taking place concurrently with Lament of the Dark Dragon, this film was called Garo Gaiden, the Togen Flute, and it continued the story of Jabi, Reka, Shiguto, and Rin. Many years ago, Higari, a fallen Makai priestess, was sealed by a priest named Sogen using 8 musical notes. Anybody who wanted to resurrect her has to play these notes on the Togen flute. In the present day, 2 lovers named Agi and Magi seek Higari's power in order to cure Magi's terminal illness. They manage to resurrect Higari, but have to find a priest who can see Sogen's remains as a flute, because most people who gaze upon him only see a pile of bones. Eventually the duo find Jabi and Reka. The 2 priestesses are misled but eventually become allies. After a final battle, Agi and Magi are betrayed and killed by Higari, but Higari is defeated by Reka and Jabi.
Well, there we go.
Agi
Someone
was played by
practice.
Kumi Takeuchi, and Magi was played by Miku Oono, who also appeared in Kamen Rider X-Aid. This was an entertaining side story that featured the women of Garo in starring roles.
Sounds like a fun watch. Ooh, what's this one? Oh.
2014 saw the release of a mini-series based around Zero. This was Zero Black Blood, returning once again to the Koga timeline. A decade before the beginning of the story, a Makai family was destroyed by a horror named Ring. The family included a Makai knight named Kurodo, his wife Iyu, a Makai priestess, and their daughter Yuna. During a battle, Iyu, the wife, was blinded and fell, leading to Ring saving and ultimately manipulating her. Both Kurodo, the father, and Yuna, the daughter, thought that Iyu was dead, fueling Kurodo's vengeance and hunger to defeat Ring. After losing his arm and getting killed in another confrontation with Ring, Yuna used her father's remains to acquire a sword. She aimed to take down Ring, who used Iyu's song to create a cult that required sacrifices.
Yeesh.
You always seem to come just in time.
Meanwhile, Yuna, alongside a man named Kane, teamed up with Rei, better known as Zero, to defeat Ring and his cult. They fought against the cult, but faced extreme odds. Eventually, after an explosive confrontation, Iyu allowed herself to be devoured by Ring, which broke his control over the cult. With Ring defeated, Yuna and Kane could start over in life, while Rei would continue hunting horrors as a Makai knight.
As you do. Gotta fill that quota.
Yuna was played by Riria Kojima, an actress who appeared in Kamen Rider Kabuto, as well as Goseiger and Tokuger. Kane was
I was thinking she was a bit familiar there.
played by Naoki Takeshi, who appeared in the live-action Sailor Moon series, and he would later appear in Kamen Rider Drive. This series is written by Kobayashi Yasuko, who was also the main writer for Tokuger. This was a cool and unique series within the franchise, and it was awesome seeing Zero once again.
True enough. Well, that was 3 of the parts of the franchise. That actually gave us a nice boost to how far we've gotten through this compilation. But still, pretty fun time. Definitely something I'm definitely checking out soon. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!